I remember a time when grief built a wall around my heart. It was a silent, invisible barrier, but it was as real and as solid as stone. When I lost someone I loved so dearly, the world I knew seemed to fade to gray. The vibrant colors of life, the music of laughter, the simple joy of a sunny day, it all became muted, distant. It felt like I was living behind a thick pane of glass, watching everyone else move on with their lives while I was stuck in a moment of profound and aching loss. This disconnection was one of the heaviest parts of the journey. It's a loneliness that seeps into your bones, making you feel like no one on earth could possibly understand the depth of your sorrow. This feeling of isolation is something so many of us know. It's the quiet emptiness in a crowded room, the heavy silence that fills a once lively home. You go through the motions of your day, work, errands, conversations, but a part of you remains detached, floating in a sea of memory and what-ifs. The connection you once had, not just with the person you lost, but with the world itself, feels severed. It's as if a vital cord has been cut, leaving you adrift. You might even feel a sense of anger or confusion, wondering why life continues its relentless march forward when your own world has stopped spinning on its axis. The world can feel like a foreign place when you are grieving. Familiar faces seem like strangers, and conversations can sound like a language you no longer speak. This profound sense of being set apart is one of grief's most painful tricks. It convinces you that you are alone in your suffering, that your pain is a unique burden you must carry by yourself. You may find yourself pulling away from others, not because you want to, but because the effort of pretending to be okay is simply too exhausting. You retreat into the quiet sanctuary of your own heart, where the memories are both a comfort and a source of unending pain. In those moments, I learned that grief is not just about sadness. It is about a fundamental disruption of connection. It challenged everything you thought you knew about your place in the world and your relationships with others. The path forward seems impossible to see, shrouded in a fog of sorrow and confusion. You wonder if you will ever feel whole again, if the sun will ever truly feel warm on your skin, or if you will ever laugh without a shadow of guilt. It is in this deep, dark valley of disconnection that we often begin the search for something more, a glimmer of light that can guide us back to ourselves and to the world. Just when you feel most disconnected, a new understanding can emerge from the most unexpected of places. I'm talking about near-death experiences, or NDEs. These are the profound stories of people who have been to the brink of death and back. For decades, I have been fascinated by these accounts, listening to individuals from all walks of life share what they witnessed. And one thread that runs through almost every single story is a powerful, undeniable feeling of connection. They describe leaving their physical bodies and entering a realm where they are not alone, but are part of a vast, loving, and interconnected whole. It's a message that speaks directly to the heart of anyone feeling isolated by grief. These experiences often begin with a feeling of peace and a journey through a tunnel toward a brilliant, welcoming light. But what people consistently report is the sense of being reunited with loved ones who have passed on. They describe seeing parents, grandparents, friends, and even beloved pets, all healthy and vibrant, waiting to greet them. This isn't just a fleeting vision. It's a deep, meaningful reunion filled with love and communication without words. They feel understood, cherished, and reassured that those they have lost are not gone, but are simply in another place, a place of peace. This powerful message of reunion offers a direct counter-narrative to the finality of death. Beyond reuniting with loved ones, many NDEs talk about an even greater connection. They describe a feeling of merging with a universal consciousness, a source of pure, unconditional love. They call it God, the light, the source. But whatever the name, the experience is the same, a sense of belonging to everything that is, was, and ever will be. In that state, all feelings of separation, loneliness, and fear dissolve. They understand that we are all intrinsically linked, like individual waves in one great, magnificent ocean. This profound insight reveals that the separation we feel in our earthly lives is just an illusion. This concept of ultimate connection is a powerful antidote to the isolation of grief. It suggests that the bonds of love we forge in this life are not broken by death. They are eternal. The people who have these experiences come back forever changed, carrying with them the certainty that we are never truly alone. They have been shown, in the most profound way possible, that the love we share is the very fabric of the universe. This isn't just a comforting idea. For them, it is a lived reality. It's a truth that can help us all begin to heal the deep wound of disconnection that grief creates. Near-death experiences invite us to look at life and death in a completely new way. In our culture, we often see death as a final, terrifying end. It's the closing of a book, the extinguishing of a flame. We view it as a tragedy, a loss from which we can never fully recover. But what if that's only one part of the story? NDEs offer a different perspective. They suggest that death is not an ending, but a transition. It's a doorway to another form of existence, a continuation of our journey. This simple yet profound shift in perspective can change everything about how we approach not only death, but also life itself. When you hear these stories, you start to question the very nature of reality. The people who have had NDEs often say that the world they visited felt more real than this one. It was a realm of heightened awareness, vibrant colors, and overwhelming love. They return with a deep understanding that our time on Earth is like a school. We are here to learn, to grow, to love, and to experience. The challenges, the joys, the sorrows, they are all part of the curriculum. This view doesn't diminish the pain of our struggles, but it does give them a deeper meaning and purpose. It helps us see our lives as a precious, meaningful chapter in a much larger, eternal story. This new lens helps us reframe grief as well. If death is a transition and not an end, then our grief is not for something that is lost forever. Instead, it becomes a testament to the powerful love that still exists. The pain we feel is the echo of a profound connection that transcends physical presence. NDEs teach us that our loved ones are not gone. They have simply graduated from this earthly school. This doesn't mean we won't miss their physical presence with every fiber of our being. Of course we will, but it allows a sliver of light to enter the darkness, a hope that we will be reunited, that their energy and love continue to exist. Ultimately, this perspective encourages us to live more fully and fearlessly. If this life is a temporary, important assignment, then how we choose to live it matters immensely. The fear of death, which so often holds us back, begins to lose its power. We can focus more on the quality of our days, on the love we share, and on the lessons we are here to learn. The stories from the other side remind us to be present, to be kind, and to cherish our connections. They inspire us to live with intention, knowing that every moment is precious and that our journey is far grander than we can possibly imagine from our limited earthly viewpoint. Grief is a universal human experience. It doesn't matter who you are, where you live, or what you believe. At some point in our lives, every single one of us will face the pain of loss. It is the great equalizer, the common thread that connects us all in our shared humanity. Sometimes, in the midst of our own sorrow, we can feel so utterly alone, as if we are the only person to have ever felt such a profound ache. But the truth is, the person sitting next to you on the bus, the cashier at the grocery store, your own family members, they all know this language of loss. It is a silent understanding that binds us together. The statistics paint a clear picture of just how common this journey is. It's estimated that about 1 in 5 children will experience the death of someone close to them by the time they are 18. Each year, millions of people lose a spouse, a parent, a sibling, or a dear friend. The numbers are staggering, but they represent individual stories of love and loss. According to the United States Census Bureau, there are millions of widowed persons in the United States alone. Each one of those numbers is a heart that is navigating the complex landscape of grief. Knowing this doesn't take away the personal sting of our own loss, but it can help to ease the feeling of isolation. When we recognize that grief is a shared path, it can change how we relate to one another. It can foster a deeper sense of compassion and empathy. We begin to understand that behind a stranger's smile or a co-worker's quiet demeanor, there may be a story of loss they are carrying. It encourages us to be a little kinder, a little more patient, a little more present with the people in our lives. We are all, in a sense, members of the same club. A club we never asked to join, but one that teaches us about the depths of love and the resilience of the human spirit. Your story of grief is unique to you, but the emotions are part of a chorus sung by humanity for centuries. This universal nature of grief is why the messages from NDEs resonate so deeply with so many people. They speak to a fundamental human question: what happens after we die? This question becomes most urgent when we are grieving. The stories of connection, love, and reunion from the other side offer a universal answer that transcends cultural and religious boundaries. They provide a common ground of hope for people from all backgrounds. They remind us that while our pain is real and personal, the journey through it and the hope for what lies beyond is something we all share. We are not alone in our questions, and we are not alone in our search for comfort. For those navigating the dark waters of grief, near-death experiences can be like a lighthouse in the storm. They offer a unique kind of comfort that is both profound and personal. It's one thing to believe in an afterlife as an article of faith. It's another thing entirely to hear detailed, consistent accounts from ordinary people who have actually peeked behind the curtain. These are not abstract theological concepts. They are vivid human stories filled with light, love, and reunion. They are whispers of hope that suggest our goodbyes are not final, and that the love we share is the most real and enduring part of our existence. Take the story of Dr. Mary Neal, a spinal surgeon who drowned in a kayaking accident. During the time, she was clinically dead. She described being greeted by a group of loving spirits who welcomed her to a world of breathtaking beauty. She felt an overwhelming sense of being home, a place of pure love and acceptance. She didn't want to come back, but she was told it wasn't her time. Her experience gave her an unshakable certainty that her life had a purpose, and that her connections with her loved ones were eternal. This certainty helped her navigate the unimaginable grief of later losing her son. She knew, without a doubt, that he was safe and that they would be together again. Another powerful account comes from Anita Morjani, who was in a coma, dying from end-stage cancer. She experienced a state of incredible clarity where she understood that her illness was caused by a life lived in fear. In this other dimension, she was surrounded by unconditional love and came to understand her own magnificence and worth. She was given a choice to return to her body, and when she did, her cancer began to heal at a miraculous rate. Her story teaches us that the other side is a place of healing, and that understanding our own worth and living from a place of love, not fear, can have a profound impact on our lives here and now. These stories, and thousands like them, provide a powerful perspective for those who are grieving. They suggest that our loved ones who have passed are not in a state of suffering or oblivion. Instead, they are in a place of peace, joy, and unconditional love. They are free from the physical and emotional pains of their earthly lives. Imagining a loved one in this state of being can bring immense comfort. It doesn't erase the sorrow of their absence, but it can soften the edges of our pain, replacing fear and uncertainty with a gentle reassurance. These whispers from the other side tell us that love never dies. One of the most consistent and powerful messages from near-death experiences is about the nature of the other side. Over and over again, people describe it not as a place of judgment, but as a realm of overwhelming, unconditional love. This isn't the kind of love we often experience on earth, which can be conditional or fleeting. This is a pure, all-encompassing love that accepts you completely, just as you are. It's a love that heals all wounds and dissolves all fear. For someone grieving the loss of a loved one, the idea that their cherished person has transitioned into such a loving embrace can be an incredible source of peace. Many NDEs report undergoing a life review, but it's not the scary judgment day that some religions depict. Instead, they describe re-experiencing their entire life alongside a being of light, feeling not only their own emotions, but also the emotions of every person they ever interacted with. The purpose is not to judge or punish, but to learn. The main focus is on love, how much love they gave and how much they received. This perspective shifts the entire meaning of our lives away from accomplishments and material success and toward the simple, profound acts of kindness and connection we share with one another. This vision of the afterlife can profoundly change our relationship with grief. When we lose someone, we often worry about them. Are they okay? Are they at peace? The consistent message from NDEs is a resounding yes. They are more than okay. They are home, in a state of being that is more loving and peaceful than we can imagine. Knowing this can help release the burden of worry that often accompanies grief. It allows us to focus on our own healing, secure in the knowledge that our loved ones are being held in an embrace of infinite love. It changes our grief from a desperate cry into the void to a loving memory of a soul who is now at peace. This loving embrace also extends to us, the ones left behind. The NDEs often report being told that their loved ones on earth are still connected to them and that they are being watched over. they are encouraged to live their lives fully, to find joy, and to continue learning their own lessons. The message is not to dwell in sorrow, but to honor the memory of those who have passed by, living with more love and purpose. It's a call to transform our grief into a force for good in our own lives, fueled by the certainty that the love we shared is eternal, and that we are still held within that same vast, loving consciousness. Grief has a way of stripping everything down to its core. It makes us question our priorities, our beliefs, and the very meaning of our lives. In the emptiness that follows a loss, we are often forced to ask the big questions. Why am I here? What is my purpose? This search for meaning is a natural and essential part of the healing process. Near-death experiences can offer a powerful framework for finding answers. They consistently point to a purpose that is simpler and more profound than we might think. To learn, to grow, and most importantly, to love. This shifts the focus from what we have lost to what we can now become. After hearing these stories, many people find a new sense of purpose in their lives. The trivial worries and anxieties that once consumed them seem to fall away. They realize that life is a precious gift and that every day is an opportunity to make a positive impact. For those who are grieving, this can mean finding a new way to honor the person they lost. It might be through starting a charity, volunteering for a cause their loved one cared about, or simply making a conscious effort to live with more kindness and compassion. The pain of loss is transformed into a catalyst for positive change, creating a living legacy of love. This search for meaning also inspires a deeper sense of gratitude. When you understand how fragile and temporary this physical life is, you begin to appreciate the small moments of joy you might have previously overlooked. The warmth of the sun, the taste of a good meal, a kind word from a stranger, the beauty of a sunset. These all become more vibrant and precious. Grief can close our hearts, but the insights from NDEs can help us open them again, not just to the pain, but also to the beauty that still exists all around us. Gratitude becomes a daily practice, a way of acknowledging the gift of life, even in the midst of sorrow. Finding new meaning doesn't mean you forget the person you lost, or that the pain disappears. It means you are integrating the loss into a new version of yourself. You are weaving the threads of sorrow into a richer, more compassionate, and more purposeful life. The love for the person you lost becomes the fuel for your own growth. You carry their memory with you, not as a heavy burden, but as a guiding light that inspires you to live more fully, love more deeply, and make your time on earth matter. In this way, even the most profound loss can lead to a new and beautiful beginning. The insights from near-death experiences are inspiring, but healing from grief also requires practical, down-to-earth action. It's a journey that you must walk one step at a time. The first and most important step is to be gentle with yourself. There is no timeline for grief. It is not a linear process with predictable stages. It's more like a spiral, with good days and bad days. Allow yourself to feel whatever comes up: sadness, anger, confusion, even moments of joy, without judgment. The lesson of unconditional love from the other side begins with offering that same love and acceptance to yourself. A key message from NDEs is the importance of connection. When you are grieving, your first instinct might be to withdraw, but it is vital to seek support. Reach out to friends and family who can listen without trying to fix you. Consider joining a grief support group, either in person or online. Sharing your story with others who truly understand can be incredibly validating and can help you feel less alone. We are not meant to carry these heavy burdens by ourselves. Just as NDEs describe being part of a connected whole, we must remember that our strength here on earth also comes from our connections with each other. Create rituals to honor the person you lost. This can be a powerful way to keep their memory alive and maintain a sense of connection. You could light a candle on their birthday, visit a place that was special to both of you, write them a letter, or create a memory box filled with photos and mementos. These rituals are not about dwelling in the past. They are about creating a space for love and remembrance in your present life. They are a tangible way to say, "You are still important to me, and your love continues to shape my life." It's an active way of tending to the bond that death cannot break. Finally, focus on what you can control your own well-being. Try to maintain a simple routine. Make sure you are eating, getting some gentle exercise like walking in nature, and resting even if sleep is difficult. Engage in activities that bring you even a small amount of comfort or peace, whether it's listening to music, spending time with a pet, or working in a garden. These small, practical acts of self-care are the building blocks of healing. They are how you slowly, gently begin to rebuild your life around your loss, creating a new foundation of strength, resilience, and hope. Grief is, without a doubt, one of the most challenging experiences of a human life. It can feel like an endless night, a darkness so complete that you fear you will never see the light again. But what I have come to believe, and what the profound wisdom of near-death experiences reinforces, is that this night does not last forever. A new dawn will eventually break. It may not be the same bright, carefree sun you knew before, but it will be a dawn rich with new colors, deepened by wisdom, and illuminated by a love that has been tested by fire and proven to be eternal. The journey through grief has the power to break you open, but it also has the power to help you grow into a more compassionate, authentic, and resilient version of yourself. You learn what truly matters. The superficial concerns of life fall away, and you are left with the core truths: love, connection, and kindness. You develop a depth of empathy for others' suffering that you could not have known before. Your heart, though scarred, becomes larger, capable of holding both immense sorrow and profound joy. This is the sacred transformation that grief offers us, if we are willing to walk the path. The lessons from near-death experiences serve as a hopeful guide on this journey. They remind us that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, that our connections are not severed by death, and that we are part of something vast, loving, and eternal. This knowledge doesn't erase the pain, but it puts it in a larger context. It allows us to hold our grief with a sense of hope and trust, knowing that this is not the end of the story. It gives us the courage to face our darkest moments with the faith that we are, and always will be, connected to the ones we love. So, if you're walking through the valley of grief right now, know this: you are not alone. Your pain is a testament to your great love. Be patient with your heart. Allow yourself to heal in your own time. And hold on to the hope that on the other side of this darkness, there is growth, there is peace, and there is a new dawn waiting for you. The love you feel is real. It is powerful, and it is forever. Let that love be your guide as you heal, as you grow, and as you step into the beautiful, resilient, and whole person you are becoming.